Hi, and welcome to another edition of Windows for Noobs video tips for your computer. Today I'll be showing you how to clean your computer simply and for free, brought to you by windowsfornoobs.com. So let's talk about why you're watching. First of all, you want to clean your PC. You've probably noticed after time that your PC starts to slow down. It has a bunch of applications and things installed that you don't particularly want to use, don't ever need to use, and it's just making your computer run slow as tar. You probably have Windows XP 7 or 8. I will be showing you on my computer, which is Windows 8, how to do this, but the process is the same for Windows XP or 7. You want to do it simply and you want to understand how it works. So the first thing I'll do on the next slide is go through all of the steps we're going to follow so you can see the general outline of the start and the finish, so that you're not wondering as I'm showing this to you how all of this goes together. Finally, in the end, if you decide you don't want to use the steps that I outline, I'll show you a product that you can install, one single product. It'll keep your system clean and nice. It's a great product and I recommend it. And I'll show you in this video a quick preview of it. I will also put links to it in the notes and also have a click over on the video to go to my blog entry where I also host this video and have links to the product as well. So let's talk about the overall steps. The first thing you'll do on your system is to update everything inside of Windows, meaning the actual Microsoft updates. Microsoft releases patches, security fixes, operating system patches. They actually release them on a weekly basis. Usually they're set to install automatically on your system. You may have turned that off. So I want to show you how to fix that, and before you do anything else, patch your system, get it up to date so that it fixes any bugs that you have that are slowing your system down, and also makes your system the most secure it can be. Secondly, we'll use Ninite to install Malwarebytes. I did have in this video presentation originally that you would install Malwarebytes and CCleaner, but they've actually removed CCleaner from the Ninite site. So let me talk about what Ninite is. If you try to get Malwarebytes and you go to the company that makes it, they're a good company, they offer two versions. They offer the free version and they offer the pro version. And for most home users, the free version is all you need. They want to steer you to the pro version, understandably, they're trying to make money. But the pro version, costs money, and it's sort of tough to find the free version. Sometimes you have to dig through it because they're clearly trying to direct you towards paying. If you do download the free version, you find that on their site. You'll find that they'll try to get you to install toolbars and other things that companies pay them to include in their software that you may not want. And sometimes it looks very legitimate. Like it says, click here to continue, and it looks like if you decide not to install the toolbar that you can't install their software. Even though you can. So what Ninite does, I'll show you it in a minute. It's a fantastic website that has lots of different applications on it. And if you choose all of them, Ninite gives you a single installer for all of those applications. So you just download one installer and it installs everything else. It also does not add on any software. It does really clean installs. CCleaner didn't like that because they make their money from the pro version and, like I said, from those toolbars. So they asked Ninite to remove their application from their site, so they did. So I'll have to show you how to download and install CCleaner from their website. After you download CCleaner and Malwarebytes, you'll run these applications, and I'll walk you through that as well. And then after that, I'll give you a quick preview of the product you can use if you don't want to follow the steps that I've outlined here to clean up your computer. And just to be clear on here, CCleaner actually just sort of dejunkifies your system. It pulls out old files, messed up registry entries, things on your system that could cause problems, sort of remove some of the bloat. Malwarebytes actually looking for malware, things that have installed on your computer that are not doing good things. And usually that also means that they're loading down your system by using up your RAM and your hard drive space. And a lot of times they're tracking what you're doing online if you have them installed, which takes resources. They're not particularly written, speaking of malware here, it's not particularly written caring about preserving the resources on your system. It just wants to install itself and do its thing so that they can do things like track your online movements and then sell that information, etc. So we'll go through how to fix that. So let's go ahead and jump to it. Let me go to Google here. The easiest way to get to Ninite is actually to go up to the top here and type ninite.com, hit enter. Like I said, you'll notice a ton of applications here. This is a fantastic site, especially for those of us who work on PCs all the time. You can click 30 different applications here if you wanted, or every one of them if you wanted. You'd click Get Installer. It gives you a single installer and then loads everything without any user intervention. So you don't have to click yes to anything. You don't have to approve anything. So if you ever do need to install a bunch of apps, try Ninite first. But for our purposes here, we'll be going to Malwarebytes. You click Get Installer. and then it'll automatically start downloading. And here it is, right here. It might download in a different place if you're not using Chrome. Wherever it tends to download files, that's where you would go. So you click the installer, preparing setup, and then you say yes to that, and there it goes. It's pulling down Malwarebytes and installing it. Now the thing I want to actually run first is CCleaner. So while that's doing its thing, we'll Google. Let me go down here so it's very clear. CCleaner. There we go. You click on that, it takes you to this website. You click on download. You can also click on it over here. Like I said, it tries to get you to buy the professional versions, but we'll just say download to this one, and it'll start downloading. Notice this right here. If it doesn't start downloading, you can click that and it will start. It's only 4.5 megs, so it should be done any second now. Here we go. Yes, to install it. Now pay attention to these screens as I go through it, because like I said, they'll try to get you to install toolbars often, and I want you to avoid that. So add desktop shortcut, let's leave it here so that you can see how I'm running it. Add start menu, I don't like it all over. Programs like to install icons all over the place, and I don't really want that. Add CCleaner to the recycle bin, that's fine. Automatically check for updates, that's fine. And intelligent cookie scan, that's fine as well. Okay, so it's installing. That's interesting. It's actually completely clean. It's not trying to get me to install any toolbars, yet they pulled themselves from 99. I'm not really sure what happened there. All right, so here's CCleaner. So you'll notice on the left-hand side there are 4 choices. You have the cleaner, the registry, cleaner, tools for the application, and options. So the cleaner will go through your system, not only your applications, but also things like your internet cache, and clean out any bloat that it has. The registry cleaner is used to clean out problems with the registry. In Windows, the registry is a database that holds all the information about your computer across everything. So just imagine the entire settings for everything on your computer. If you change settings in Control Panel, it's all stored in the registry, and it'll take a look at that and make sure there's nothing broken there. Tools has an uninstall tool, so if you can't get something to uninstall with the Windows uninstall, you can use this. Really good. Has other tools as well that you probably wouldn't use to just do a standard cleanup. And then option just lets you look at the different settings, and you can upgrade to Pro, of course, if you want to. So let's try the Run Cleaner. It'll ask you if you are sure you want to do this. You say yes, and it will scan. If you have anything open, it'll ask to close it, or specifically anything like an internet browser, a web browser. It'll ask you to close that so that it can actually do cleanup on it. And here it goes, cleaning complete, 10.9 megs removed. That's great. And then we can move on to registry. You say scan for issues. It'll go through your registry, find anything. It'll probably find a lot of missing shared DLLs. Those are basically files that applications use, and if you installed something and uninstalled it and it wasn't clean, then it'll still be in the registry. Here's some unused file extensions that's saying, you're not using those, so let's go ahead and fix them. So you say yes. It'll ask you if you want to back up your registry, which is always a good idea. So what I would do is in your documents folder, I would go ahead and create a new folder, call it reg backup or anything like that. Then you go into that folder and click save. It'll quickly back up your registry. And then you say, do you want to go through all of these one by one, or do you want to just fix all of them? And I would say just fix all of them. All right, so that's CCleaner. So let's talk about Malwarebytes. Here's 99 finished installing it. Just let me know it's done. You click close. I'll go to my Windows 8 interface and find it there. If you're on Windows 7 or Windows XP, you can click start and it'll show up there, or you can click start and click on the search bar and type Malwarebytes. It's just a Windows 8. This is how you look for stuff. So here's Malwarebytes, and I'm not going to run it because it takes 2 or 3 hours to run, and I've run it many times. But basically you go to scan, you do a threat scan, you say scan now. It will scan your whole system. It takes, like I said, a couple hours, sometimes a little more, just depending on how much stuff it needs to crawl. And then when it's done, it will give you a report, and in that report you can say clean it all out. This really is a fantastic product. The other products that are out there like Anti-Malware are also good. I just happen to have a personal preference for Malwarebytes. It may ask you to reboot at the end of this, and that's because some problems that it finds on your system can't be fixed unless it does it before Windows loads. So it'll ask you to do that. And so you just reboot and it'll fix it before it boots all the way up, and then you're back and running. This is the tool I use on my family's computers more often than any other tool. All right, and finally I want to show you how to do system patching from Windows itself. If you go down here by the clock, you'll find this little flag. It's called the Action Center. You can click on it and say Open Action Center, or you can go, if you're in Windows XP or 7, click on Start and go to Control Panel, and there's what's called the Windows Update. So that is what you would use to find it. Here it is right here, Windows Update. And you go in here and it'll tell you, are there updates to install? This one says 3 optional. I have mine updated regularly, so it's not typically far behind. But if you see any that it says to update, go ahead and do that. Update it, it'll probably ask you to reboot your system, and then you'll be updated as far as Microsoft goes with all of their patching and security. All right, and finally, after all of that, if you've watched everything on this video, you don't really want to go through installing all of that and figuring out how to make it work. It's just not your cup of tea. What do? You use another product that can do all that in one and automatically updates itself and takes care of problems before they really become problems. Or if something has really become a problem, run this to fix it. It's called PC Health Boost, and let's take a look at a couple of screenshots. The first screenshot shows the System Boost section. There are 5 sections on the left here: System Boost, Startup Boost, Restore, Utilities and Settings. A lot like CC Cleaner, but a lot more powerful. The System Boost is going to do a full scan on your system and is going to really do an analysis of what it finds, and then offer to remove problems that are causing anything that is slowing your system down. Startup Boost, same kind of thing, but it'll make your computer boot faster. Some computers, as they get older, tend to have a lot of junk stored in startup. So you try to start the system and it's loading 300 different programs before it actually allows you to use it. And that's what Startup Boost fixes. Finally, there's a report. Just wanted to show you this screenshot as well in the application. A report that shows you what it found so that you can then go through and fix it. It gives you a rating. And I wanted to mention here that they are a Microsoft partner. This is not a fly-by-night operation. They are a Microsoft partner. They're trusted, and they make a great application. So I hope that's been help to you and that you're able to clean up your PC. I got to tell you, if you take your system to Best Buy or you call in a tech or even ask a tech savvy niece or nephew or grandson or son or daughter to fix your computer, these are the steps they're going to follow. Best Buy, Geek Squad might have their own specialized tools, but they're basically the same thing. This is what I run on all of my family's systems when I visit, and they ask me to take a look at their slow computer. And if you run these, you will be having a fast computer as well. And like I said, if you decide that the route of installing 2 or more applications is not for you, take a look at the bonus product that I'm linked to down below, or go to my blog entry for this and check it out. Thanks a lot.